Hi, this is Jason Wright, and I'm going to show you what's in my OT Pediatric Toolkit. Let's reach in here and see what we've got. And we have a ball and a cup. So obviously trying to catch the ball in the cup would be a good activity to try to work on hand-eye coordination. It would also work on tracking as you try to track the ball to catch it in the cup. But I don't have time to try and catch this. It's going to take me a while, so we'll just put this over here and move on. Okay, I have a sheet of stickers. So stickers would be good, a good tool to work on fine motor skills using the pincer grip to kind of peel them off one by one. Depending on what kind of stickers you have, if you have smaller ones, small little round ones, you can sort of make a giant dot to dot, and you can even give these away as sort of rewards for job well done during the session. I have a pair of scissors here. Obviously, these are adult scissors. You'd want to use something more for children, smaller and not as sharp. But this is a fine motor tool that actually works on a skill that children are going to use quite a bit in school, which is cutting paper. So this is very practical to have in your toolkit. It could also build hand strength. There are scissors that have a sort of a spring section in the middle here, so that it kind of closes the scissors for the child. But if they have problems with that, all they have to do is work on opening it up with their hands. So that's good for hand strength too. I have a straw here. There are a lot of different things you can do with the straw. Obviously, you're going to work on oral motor skills with this. Blowing cotton balls across the table or sucking on the straw to pick up pieces of paper, that type of thing. You could also use the scissors that I just mentioned to kind of cut the straw into different pieces, small pieces that could be threaded onto my next item here, which is string or twine. I wanted to put a jump rope in my toolkit, and I didn't have one. Regular piece of rope would work too, which I didn't have, but in the place of the rope I'm going to use string. So using a piece of string or rope, the child could sort of walk one foot in front of the other, or walk between two pieces of string. This sort of test their sense of balance and their body control and what have you. And you could even use the string like I was with the straw that I just mentioned. If you cut the straw into different pieces, you could use the string to you could thread the pieces of the straw onto the string as sort of another fine motor activity. There are a lot of different string things you could do with the string, including maybe working on tying knots, sort of like as practice for shoelace tying. I have the handy dandy clothespin here that works on the pincer grasp or pincer grip. I also have some coins here. An activity that you could work on stereognosis with would be to maybe place the coins in a child, or a coin in a child's hand as it's behind his back, and see if you can guess what that is. If you were to do that, you wouldn't want to use nickels or pennies because they're kind of the same size, but quarters, dimes, and even a 50-cent piece would be perfect for that type of activity. I happen to have here a can of shaving cream. It's a little over $1, so it's inexpensive, and it's a good sensory activity, good for messy play, which reduces tactile sensitivity in children that have issues with that. It's good for letter formation. The problem is it can kind of get all over. So what you would want in that case, you would want to have a old quick sheet in your toolkit. So it would contain the shaving cream within the edges here. You put sand in there to do the same kind of sensory activities and letter formation and what have you. You can even put like magnetic letters on there. So this would be to form words. So this would be a good item to have just as sort of a workspace for the child. I have a pair of tongs here, more fine motor tools, fine motor activities, but this kind of takes it one step further, because you would use the tongs to sort of move one item from here to there, to stack items, and move to move items wherever you need them to, wherever you need the child to place them within the maybe on that cookie sheet. So, and last but not least, I wanted to add a jar of bubbles to my toolkit, which I didn't have. So I figured, why not just be able to, I mean, it's easy to make bubbles, so you just need some dish soap. So I figured add a jar of dish soap, something, obviously a smaller jar than this, but yeah, some dish soap would be good to add to the toolkit because you can make bubbles with it, which is, I saw used quite a bit in the sensory clinic that I was placed in. And you could even use the straw that I mentioned earlier to kind of blow into a jar into a dish or jar or a glass full of soapy water to make bubbles as sort of a sensory activity. So, or just use them the standard way, blow bubbles in the standard way with the wand if you happen to have that handy lying around. So rather than having to buy a whole jar of bubbles, just put some dish soap in some water and you're good to go. So those are the items in my OT toolkit. Thanks for watching.